Hey guys, this is Poetspice Jamie Lo Tallulah, and I am here to do a new tutorial series. I'm calling this Die Cut Diva Tutorial Tuesdays. You know, hey, everything that has a T has to be on there. So what I'm going to do today is show you how to make this lovely hexagon tonic box. It's using Tonic Studio dies. And here you can see the supplies. I used the triangle one. And here's the box. So I did it in a steampunk version first. And then you see that fabulous top. Do you see it? Do you see the fabulous top? I love that. I was playing around, so I thought I'd go ahead and show you all how to do this. First, I have the triangle dies, the hexy sides. I should say the hexy lid. And these are all Tonic Studios dies from the kaleidoscope range. I'm going to cut 2 of the hexies, one for the top and one for the bottom. You need to cut 6 of the triangles. And I'll show you how to cut those down and fold those later on in the video. You will need 6 of the edge pieces. 6 of your panels. Those are the decorative panels in that size. You will need to cut 3 of the actual sides of the box to give you your 6 sides. I'm using some art glitter glue to put everything together. You could use red liner tape. So right now I'm showing you that tab that glues each piece together. So I'm going to put some glue on there. And then I'm just going to line that up for all 3 panels. Can you see that I'm using some graphic 45 paper? It's the World's Fair. Oh my gosh. You guys know my obsession with hoarding graphic 45 paper. So now you have all 6 sections of the box together. And then you can just go back and reinforce your score lines as well. All right, now I'm going to go ahead and lay on the panel piece. Now, you could go ahead and take the side piece and lay it at the bottom so you can get it in the middle. So that is something that you have to be aware of. You want to try to get it equal distance from the top and the bottom. And then, of course, once you get one, you can line the rest of them up. I am loving this art glitter glue, except it does dry quickly a little bit. So sometimes you got to get that little pin in that bottle and try to get it unstuck. I love these kaleidoscope boxes. They are addictive, let's just put it that way. Once you start making them, if you like this kind of thing, it is difficult to stop. I've made 1, 2, 3, 4 hexy boxes and a triangle box in the last 3 or 4 days. It's craziness. But they are so fun. And they've come out with a new range as of last week. So I'm definitely waiting for those to come in. Sitting here lining these up so it doesn't look wonky. Don't want the wonk. Don't want the wonk. And now you can just go back again and reinforce your score lines. And then you're going to take both ends and fold it together so you can complete your hexagon. And it's kind of easier if you just lay it down and flatten it and put it on there. Try to get it lined up. And this is why I like wet glue versus red liner tape, because you have that ability to move it a little bit. Now, as you can see, with this pushing the things, you can get different sizes and different, well, not sizes, but different shapes. All right, you're going to take the base. This is going to be the bottom of the box. So then you want to go ahead and just glue the decoration on all of the flaps. There's multiple pieces of decoration in each lid, and all the lids are interactive and interchangeable. So by the time you get your whole collection, you have several of these edge pieces that you can use. They also will layer up, so that's awesome as well. It's a fantastic system. And you guys know I do not really do 3D projects, but I love these kaleidoscope boxes. And here, all you have to do is just line them up the way you want them. I'm using, I think I said this before, but I'm using a 65-pound white cardstock, the graphic 45 paper, and then this is some canvas cork paper. So by the time you add all those layers, it adds some weight and stability to it as well. Okay, when you're doing the bottom of your box, you want to make sure you go really close together because you want the box tight. Okay. And it's so funny because Jody Johnson, I don't know if you're watching this video, but if you are, hi. She talks about a tight bottom and a Sunday lunch top. So that is hilarious. So you want this to be really close with no gap. Now here it would be advantageous if you did have some red liner tape because you wouldn't have to hold it. But if you make a mistake, it's hard to get that red liner tape off. Now I'm just holding it down so you can, get that adhesion going. And then you're going to stick that inside. Now it's too big, so you just take one side and bend it in. And it makes it easier to get in that base. Put that glue around there. And you'll want to leave one section without glue. At least that's what I do. And then when you slide it in there, you want to line them up. And make sure it reaches the bottom of the base and then it touches the sides. Then when you get the three sides together, you just pop that out. And then you'll see me put the glue on that last side there. And then I'll go around and push it down on the table, which gives it some more grab, I should say. It's so cute. Look at it. Oh my gosh. All right, now here we go with the fabulous lid. I figured this out trying to make a star box. And it was not working for me. So you have the top and you have 3 little tabs. You take one tab, bend it to the back. You take the other 2 tabs and bend them forward. So whichever pattern you want to show, that's the side you bend it on. Then you're going to snip off one on the side and the one on the bottom. You need to leave that extra little glue tab at the top because that's what helps, that is what closes the point of your triangle. So, and I'm going to make that a tight one. Hold it there for a minute. And then you have this pie-shaped kind of thing. So you're going to do the same thing to all 6 of them. Just glue those glue tabs. Hold them. I like to pinch it at the end. And so this is where you would be careful if you have a double-sided paper. So whatever side you fold your edges to or toward, that's going to be the part that shows. Now, I'm using a one-sided paper, so it's very easy to tell which part I'm going to have up. Okay, once you have all 6, then you're going to want to go ahead and glue together the tabs on the lid. Now this time you don't want them to go as close. You want to leave a little space. So you can see there's a little gap. So when we did the bottom, we put the pieces really close together. And the top we're going to leave a little bit of a gap. So that gives you a little more room to slide the sides of the box into the lid. If you have any questions, you can just leave them in the comments below and let me know. I'm so excited. I cannot wait till the other selection of stuff comes in. Yay! I'll be so excited. So I'm doing the same thing that I did on the sides of the box. I'm just holding it down on the table to allow it to get some more grab. All right, now I'm going to take that little pie cup and the flat piece that we did not glue, we're going to glue right onto the edge of the box. And that's what you do all the way around. I will have to say that because there's so many sides and tops and bottoms, if you're not the type of person who likes to do repetitive things, you might want to save some time when you're working on these because they do take a little bit of time. But they're so fabulous when they're done. And then when you get with all the layers and everything, it's just beautiful. Okay, now you'll notice I haven't glued that top part down. We're not going to glue that down until we get all the side pieces done. So once again, you take the flat piece that you bent towards the back and line it up with the edge. And it's kind of hard for me to see here, so I got it a little bit out of frame. But see, I'm putting the glue on. Then I'm going to take that flat side again. Just hold it, match it, and glue it on there. I don't know, I find making these kind of cathartic. Get that brain just to... And there, just line that bottom edge up with the bottom of the lid. And there we go with the final one. Okay, so you can definitely see the top. Now what you're going to do is, see, you just fold it in, and then you get that funky top. I'm going to put glue on the edges of each one of those. And then you just dribble it all over the inside. Then you want to make sure you line up your scalloped edges. And just push down. Just be careful that you don't rip or smash in your box too much. It's such a fun lid. I was like, wait a minute, this is awesome. You can do this with this lid. And then, of course, you could decorate it on top. You could do all kinds of stuff. You could make another bottom, just a plain, just one of the bottoms, and have it be a very thin, thin box with this fancy lid. If you were to go ahead and cut panels slightly larger, you could actually take this lid and slide it inside and then have like little sections. And then once you're finished, you just put it on there. Isn't that fabulous? I love that. And then you can go to town decorating it. Now, in between here and the next clip, I went ahead and inked it with some peacock feathers, I believe, by Tim Holtz. It was just so cute. Now I pulled out the Tonic mermaid set, and I wanted to do some decorations. So I used the corner pieces. I cut the mermaid. I didn't end up using the mermaid, but I cut 3 of each design in the Blue Mist by Crafter's Companion, and then I cut 3 of each of the designs in some craft color. And so then we're just going to go ahead and layer them up. And by offsetting it, it will give you like a shadow layer underneath. And I liked the craft paper to give it kind of that sand feel. I really like this cardstock. It has a nice weight to it. It die cuts nicely. And these tonic dies are fabulous. Okay, now we've finished layering the pieces up, and then we're just going to arrange them on the box. Turn them multiple directions, get them glued on. And it just gives us that layer. And of course, you could go to town on this. You could have more 3-dimensional pieces. You could have pieces on the top. You could do, fibers and so forth. That would be interesting. You could also make the sides out of acetate, and then you could see through the box. The panels that you have, you can cut into the box. And what I'm doing there is I'm just, as I glue them on, I'm just turning it over and pressing it down on the table so it can adhere better. It's actually better to decorate when it's flat. However, I wasn't sure what I was going to do when I started this project, so I did not do that. So what would you use your tonic box for? What would you put in it? I think it'd be fun to do some out of some thicker card and make it into a caddy so you had different sizes and you could just have a little caddy on your desk, especially if you could glue it down to a Lazy Susan, spin it around, and that would be cool. See, here I just try and decide if I wanted to use that, if I wanted to put it on the top, then I just decided against it. So once you put the lid on, then you can see it's fabulous. Absolutely wonderful. So I love making these boxes. I hope this was a fabulous tutorial. I hope that you enjoyed the fancy new lid that I created. So that is awesome. And definitely, if you have these boxes, make some and show us and come back again. I plan on loading videos. So thanks for watching. Have a good day. Come back.